Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got just something a bit different for you. You know we usually have some locals gameplay and all that. But unfortunately I didn't decide to record my treasure cup, which we held today as of the 6th of December 2025. So, as you've seen over the last little while, I've decided to play Roger the last couple of weeks at locals because I'm not gonna lie, this format's just so shit. I really dislike Emu as a deck itself. I find it very linear. Don't get me wrong, Roger is also a very linear deck. I don't have the cards for Ace, and I don't really think I want to build Ace at this point in time. So I had the cards for Roger, or thereabouts the cards for Roger. So I decided to give it a shot, and this is the end result. So let's get into the deck profile. Let's get these off. I mean, it's such a pretty card, isn't it? And we'll get our white Roger as well. So, let's begin. So, standard, we've got 4 search shanks, makes sense. If you need a turn 1 play, there's shanks just to find what you need, like your bullet, Gaban, or in worst case scenario, a Buggy, or the search event. It's actually helpful enough. I don't think it really came up too much this time around, but I have in recent videos had decent enough success with using the search shanks. Just it's helpful. Even if I'm bricked up, I need to find a Gaban, to trash a card out of hand to maybe get more counter. But yeah, so obviously we got the 4 shanks. And then standard again, we've got 4 Buggy. The 4 Buggy, it's ideally I think I want to go second. It allows you to not have to triple ramp, and because triple ramping is such a annoying thing, you have to be very specific what you want to find. So if you're going second, you need to find Bullet into Gaban into Rayleigh, and finding 3 specific cards of a 50 card deck is very hard. But sorry, that's going second. Going first, you have to play Buggy. Buggy goes into, so you're going to 5. You'd then be going to either your Bullet or your Bonclay, which takes you to 7, 6 to 8. So then you're looking for Gaban, and then Gaban. It's way too annoying. So I like Buggy. It's a good 2k, but I'd much rather just have going second. Again, typical Force Angie. The Force Angie is really there for getting your Roger online. On 10, or say you're coming up against Emu, they decide to block her up, which we've discovered actually isn't that great for them. If I see Perfect Curve, Roger just high rolls Emu, unfortunately. As seen this for my treasure cup, I literally played only sorry, but second a moment. I played only Emu. And even because my round 1 was to buy, me and another guy had a buy because someone was late, so we decided to just have a match. It was ironically enough my round 1 and my round 2 opponent. He played Emu, I played Roger with the promos. Unfortunately, promo Roger isn't legal, so I had to take them out for, as you'll just see later, the 9 cost Newgate. But so this comes up kind of interesting in that we played, me and the guy playing the final, we had multiple matches. I think we had 3 all in all after the final, and he tried a starve strategy, so I just decided to drop the Sanji on, I think I dropped on 6, because I had a bullet or something. I can't remember exact circumstances, but I played the Sanji because he was trying to starve, and he starved sort of successfully. But even the aggression of going 7, so I think the turn after I went 7, might have been higher because I had really, like 7, 7, 7, 9 or something. I can't remember the exact permutations of the turn, but it was a good enough play. So it's interesting. Obviously, 4 bullet. What can I say? Just good, standard, good card. Ramp comes 6k body on 8. The best purple 2K in the game, 4 of Usohachi gets round, literally gets round. Marco Blocker gets around. Orkery Blocker. I think that's the most important thing when it comes to facing Emu, is if you can rest at least one of their blockers between a Mars and the Warcry, you're resting the Warcry 100 times out of 100. I don't really care if I get rid of Mars, cool. It's the whole thing of not allowing them to draw another card is the whole big thing, because you're just helping them at the end of the day if you do that. And that's when we get into a board state of you get off your end game, they're playing their entire board, you're just going blocker, or killing blocker, sorry, and it's just not that great. Now here's the weird part. So I've got free Bonclay. Usually you'd run 4. Again, it's just a game. It's a ramper, and it's an active Dawn ramper, which is so good. And against, for example, Ace, it becomes a 12k swing against due to the new gates. Again, fantastic. 12 into Ace for free, basically. I know you lose it the turn after, but then demands they swing something into it. If they don't have a blocker, you're just getting another swing, so it acts as a pseudo blocker as well. Ideally, I'd have 4. I only pulled 1 from EBO1, and I didn't pick up any whenever PRBO2 came out. Don't know what he's sitting at the moment. Might pick up 1 more in the future. If not, I'm not really that fussed, because the card I have to replace him... Ooh, I made the camera. The card I have to replace him is the one of Basil Hawkins. I know he doesn't get you an active Dawn. I know he's not a swinger because he doesn't copy. But out of life, that's such a good trigger. Say your opponent, say you don't have your triple ramp, and your opponent swings at you, which as Roger, you're gonna take your first 2 life anyway. That is as a trigger just to get another Dawn. It might even be the Dawn that helps you get up to 10. Just so good. Now we move on to my 6 costs for Gaban. Again, as I said earlier, hand cycle. Hand cycle, ramps a Dawn and a 7k stat line, plus his counter. Gaban is much more preferred over... But I've seen people run the Odin blocker. I'm not really the greatest fan of the Odin blocker. It's okay. But I'd much rather play the Gaban over the blocker, because you have such... Roger as a deck itself doesn't run blockers, and I don't think it necessarily needs to. Yes, Roger is a very bricky deck, but Roger is also a 7k leader once you get to 10. I had this discussion with my friends when I was playing Lim against him, and I gave him this Roger deck specifically. And he was on 10, he dropped promo Roger to go up to 9k, and then decided to swing into Magellan. And I just went, why have you done that? He didn't understand that me swinging into 9k leader is so much harder. It's basically impossible to hit a 9k leader. It demands so much from your opponents to do it. Even against Emu, it demands they put 2 Dawn plus onto... 2 Dawn or more, depending on what the board state is, onto their characters. And when they're playing 10 Elders for 4, they want to leave up 2 for counter events. They're really only getting 2 swings, and it's only demanding on 1k. It's just not the best. As for the other, we're running 3 of the Uta. So this kind of goes hand in hand with my next 3 cards. So I'm going to put them both up here. Originally it was 4 Rayleigh, 2 Uda. I did think the deck was bricky enough that if it didn't see the Uda, it wasn't going to live. I will admit that. So I know changing 1 card for 1 card isn't the biggest deal, but I didn't see Uda that often. Like a 2 of, it's a tech card I suppose at the end of the day. But you're playing such big bodies that if you don't have a big body on a turn, that you can just drop the Uda and assign on it accordingly. And And really, as much as I love him, a free of is still, you're going to see him a lot. If I get the Shank Searcher and I don't have him, I can find him eventually. Same with the Gaban, I can draw into him. He's good. He doesn't get around Mars. He gets around Workery, which, again, big thing. He gets around Workery, he gets around Marco. But, and he's a rusher. Can never harm, I know, can't harm being a rusher. But I don't think I need 4 of them, and I think I needed the Uda a bit more at times. So that is Rayleigh. And then for your top end, I know Rayleigh's still top end, you've got 4 Newgate, 4 Shanks, 2 Roger. I'm going to put them all together just for ease, because that is your top end. So we're going to speak about them in order. This you can already guess what's going to be. So your 9 cost Newgates, it's basically just in spot of the 8 cost Roger, which we do not have until January, unfortunately, because Bandai decided, nope. Sorry about that, guys, I had to do something, so it's going to be a bit of a cut. Anyway, so yeah, Bandai basically is just a replacement for Promo Roger. 10 cost Shank's really good into, well, it's just a really good card in general. Minus 1k to your board, 12k rusher. I mean, there's nothing else that really needs else to be said. Dropping 2 of these in a row against Emu, it kind of just makes our Drew Peter just pointless. So again, it demands at that point, if you drop 2 of these and then the Newgate, they pretty much can't swing into you for the turn. And then you've got 2 12k swings and a 9k swing. But even in the Ace matchup, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't done the Ace matchup that much. I've predominantly have done the Emu matchup, and I'm fairly enough comfortable with it. If I lose, I lose, but I don't struggle that much in the Emu. Maybe that's just because I counter pick them, like Lim, Roger, just ramp and go face. Finally, obviously 10 cost Roger. I suppose in the Ace matchup, it could come up big because it gets around Newgate blocker, but again, it's just predominantly just a closer. If your opponent wants to block her up, and as said in the past, with 2 cost Sanji, if I've got 2 cost Sanji on board, I'm at 1 life, they're at 1 life, you just take your final life and then you drop this, and after you drop this, and just swing and hope you win. But yeah, that's the top end for the deck. And finally, we got the events. 2 0 cost, 2 1 cost, and 2 radical beam. So I'm not gonna lie, I obviously want more of this because again, it's just ramp. I don't think I need any more 0 cost, to be honest. I think it does fairly well enough. It is literally just rad beam as a replacement because I don't have any of these. Ideally, I'd probably do 3 of these, 2 of these. I don't know what the last event would be. I haven't thought about it that much. I need to do more testing on what I would change. Rad beam, I suppose it's good. It came up against a green red leafy. I think the videos are up. Where Shank swung 15 into a 12. 1 life, top 1, up to 16k. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck profile. I enjoyed the deck. I think it's very fun. It's a simple linear deck, unfortunately. There's not really much else you can do with it. But it is just in the meta where 7k stat line leader, it's just very good in general, isn't it? So yeah, any sort of feedback you have, just let me know. I'll put up probably on screen just another, the picture I have for it, just at the end. If not, yeah, thank you very much. I've got no gameplay today. That's just, it is what it is. This is probably coming out before the second week of Roger gameplay. But again, that's fine. Anyway, have a good day, guys. See you guys in a bit. Bye.